You can ruin your Disney vacation just how you pack. Hey everybody, it's Mark with Destination Magic. I'm a travel advisor. I make Disney vacations easy. Seriously, that's a thing. It can happen. Just work with me. Tap that subscribe button to keep up to date with all the latest Disney news and events. Today I'm going to get into the good, the bad, and the ugly of packing for that Disney vacation. So for the purposes of this video, we're talking about a vacation for people who have to fly to those parks. We're not talking about locals who just drive over to Disney World and Disneyland because they live there. Now, I am going to talk about the effect of locals on packing and how that affects the parks a little bit later on. But let's get into packing for those who have to travel quite a distance to go to a Disney park. Also, I will have a little bit at the end about what to pack for the park itself, like what to put in a bag to bring with you as you get into the park, not just to pack on your trip. Disney is a big trip. It's a complicated trip. It's an expensive trip. Trust me, I plan Disney vacations for people for a living. I know all the pitfalls. Check out my other little video about mobile order, the pitfall I fell into on that. The instinct that most people have when doing a Disney vacation, and I certainly had when I first started going, was to pack and to pack and to pack. Redundancy. You're going for 4 days? 8 shirts, you never know what might happen. A couple pairs of shoes, a dozen phone chargers in case they go bad. All of this stuff. This stuff kind of happens especially when you're traveling with kids, but bag after bag after bag is stuffed and stuffed and stuffed. And that's what I see the most, and that is where part of the problem occurs. The simple breakdown is this. If you pack like you're going off to war, then that is the mindset you're going to be in when you actually get to the parks. It's going to be a battle. And all the other people there in the parks with you, they're competitors. And you have to win, win, win. And all of that starts, that whole attitude starts just when you're packing. Ironically, it's those who pack the most that worry and stress the most about what they forgot. That stress carries you into the park. And then you meet a huge crowd, and then your kids are nipping at your heels for something that they really want to buy, or a ride they really want to get on, or the fact that a line is just too long and they can't wait, and they have to go to the bathroom as soon as you get up there to get on that ride. And then you're going to realize that you spent all this time trying to get ready for the battle and to survive it without thinking about the things you were actually excited about, the rides you can't wait to go on, making lists of things you want to eat. And then when you get back from this trip, you need a vacation. The flip side are those who pack light. Can you go to Disney World for 4 days by only packing stuff that can fit in a carry-on size bag? Yes, you absolutely can. Absolutely. Some of you are shaking your heads, but yes, you absolutely can get that done. Even with kids. Challenge them. 1 bag for you, 1 bag for each person. Fill that bag and nothing more. 1 shirt for each day. Just the number of prescriptions you need. Limit your kids what they're going to bring with them. Have them pick 1 personal item that they want. Whatever it is that they need. Limit things and you can get everything into 1 carry-on bag. And here's something that's extremely important with this. Heavy clothes. Now, the Disney parks are in warm places and you're going to be pretty warm. Most of the time you're not really going to get cold very often in a Disney park. But maybe you're coming from somewhere cold, or maybe you're worried about being a little cool in the evenings while you're there, or if it's going to rain. So you want to bring a pair of jeans, you want to bring a hoodie. Great. Wear them on the flight. Don't put them in your bag because they take up too much space. The biggest clothes you have, you're packing a hat because you need it for the sun, you're packing jeans, hoodies, stuff like that. That is what you wear on the plane. Don't let that stuff fill up half your bag. And when you come back, you're wearing that same stuff again. I am in these parks all the time. I have been there so much. I can see it on the faces as I walk around. I'll just be casually strolling around the parks, just kind of people watching on my way to my next thing. And I can tell by looking at people who had to go to baggage claim when they arrived and who walked right off the plane and right into a cab or an Uber and got right to the parks. I can see it in their faces. It's that obvious. Take a breath. Put the suitcase back in the basement where it belongs. Bring out a carry-on size bag.
Let's go.
Own some of these things, but let's think about the sunscreen, for example. You can pack like a dozen bottles of that sunscreen lotion because you need to make sure it fits in the right kind of bottle for your flight. That takes time and space in your bag, and it's really annoying to do and to label things like that. If you suddenly find yourself needing more sunscreen, get it in the parks, get it at the resort. You'll save time from all that packing you did. It'll actually be worth it to do it. If it starts pouring, go into the shops on Main Street like everybody does when it rains. You don't need a parka, but if you decide you want to walk in the rain, guess where you can buy a parka? What you decide you need in the parks is very much going to be up to you. So let's talk about what you actually bring into the parks, not just on your vacation, but the bag that you decide to bring with you into the park. Now, you don't have to bring a bag. I'm going to say that one more time because it's very important. You don't have to carry a bag all day in the park. You don't. Rewind it, listen to me say it again. You can go through your entire day. So I'm just going to tell you Now, sometimes, traveling as a couple, one of us will carry a small kind of purse-sized bag, even smaller than that, just really small, kind of like a fanny pack-sized bag, but just kind of slung over a shoulder. So that kind of size, chargers, sunglasses, stuff goes in there. I bought a t-shirt as a souvenir and rolled that thing up and stuffed it in that park bag too. So even a souvenir fit in there and no one had to carry it separately. I didn't have to wear it extra. So even as a couple, just one little fanny pack size bag slung over your shoulder is really all you're gonna need. You know, I might put stuff in there if I have a bag like a little bit of ibuprofen in case, you know, I get a little headache from the sun, or a little bit of allergy medicine, because sometimes when I'm out in the sun all day I'll get sneezy. So I'll put a little medication thing in there, space for that, maybe an extra charger. She has an iPhone, I have Samsung, so, you know, 2 different charger cables sometimes are needed. So, but that stuff fits all in a little bag, and that little bag will fit in the little pouch on most of these rides, like the thrill rides, coasters, where you're worried about losing the stuff. That little small bag that I'm talking about will fit into the pouch on those rides, so it secures it and you're all good. Just take off your hat and hold on to it, which is what I do. You can do this. I believe in you. You can do a simple pack job for this trip. Let me tell you, the satisfaction that comes from realizing that all that stuff will fit into one backpack size, carry-on size bag is amazing. The first bit of Disney magic on your vacation is going to be when the flight empties and all those people go toward baggage claim and you get to just leave the airport. That's magic. I go to the Disney parks several times a year, and I haven't gone to baggage claim since Obama was president. Now, I hinted at how locals can affect the crowd and this vibe at a Disney park. So let's talk about Disney World in Florida. This is a huge destination. People fly in from all over to go to Disney World. Most of the people that are going to be around and in the park with you and in lines and waiting for things and you're going to be weaving in and out of, they also flew in to go to Disney World. They also maybe packed for war. So that kind of vibe just spreads out throughout the parks. You're in there to win. They're in there to win. Everyone's a little bit tense. Everyone's a little bit stressed because of all the packing and preparation they did. As a side note, if you spend that much time packing, you're not spending that time actually getting ready and excited for the parks. So you're actually going to be more efficient if you spend that time learning the ins and outs and tricks of getting around the parks well, as opposed to packing so much. One of the advantages of working with me is I teach you how to do everything in the parks, from the app to strategies to how to kind of read the situation. So if you just spend your time learning and getting excited, you will be excited. So in Disney World in Florida, you're up against a bunch of people like yourselves coming in from far away on a battle. I think that's why the Disneyland Resort in California just has naturally a very different vibe to it. most of the people in Disneyland Resort in California are locals, so they just drove over. They didn't pack anything. They just came over from home after work, after school, on the weekend for a little stay. If the weather is bad, they go home and come back another day. The lines are too long. They skip that ride and hit it another day. So the vibe in that park just tends to be way more chill, way more comfortable, way more relaxed. People aren't moving as quickly, rushing to get to things. I think that's part of why Disneyland Resort is different, because you have a bunch of people in there who did not pack, who did not fly. I just kind of gave a broad sweep of how packing can affect your trip and what you should pack. I didn't get in too big about what you should or shouldn't pack, but if you have questions about those things, leave them in the comments. Message me. Whatever you need to do, I will help you. I will answer questions. And if you decide that you need to go on a trip because I'm pretty sure you deserve it, get in contact with me about that. I am your complimentary expert Disney vacation planner. I do everything I can to get you ready for the parks. You can actually enjoy your vacation. I mean, imagine that. Coming back from a Disney vacation, feeling rested. It's possible. For more tips and tricks about having a great Disney vacation, give me a follow. This is where you want to find them. And when you're ready to take that vacation yourself, I am your complimentary expert planner.